Those who truly want to find a way. Eric Thomas. The story of Rafael, the young man without resources, but hungry to succeed. Rafael was born in a simple community, where the future seemed already written for everyone. Few studied, many dropped out early, and most resigned themselves to repeating the cycle of poverty. He grew up hearing phrases like, "Accept your reality. Don't dream too big. This isn't for people like us." But a different desire burned within him. Rafael didn't just want to survive, he wanted to succeed. As a child, he observed the city's businesses and dreamed of owning his own business. However, the reality was harsh. He had no money, no family support, and often, he didn't even have enough to eat at home. His father advised him to look for a steady job, anything to make ends meet. But Rafael didn't see himself as tied to that single option. He tried simple jobs. He was rejected several times. People laughed at his ideas. They called him dreamer as if it were an insult. Most said, "You can't do this, accept your fate." And here's the crucial point. Rafael could have believed those voices, but he decided to listen to the only one that truly mattered, the voice of his heart. Without resources, he started small, selling homemade sweets on the street. With the little he earned, he bought more ingredients and reinvested. Then he started selling water at traffic lights, facing sun, rain, scornful looks, and even ridicule. But while others saw only humiliation, Rafael saw a seed of the future. While many slept, he studied. He didn't have money for courses, but he watched free videos at internet cafes, borrowed books from public libraries, and wrote down every detail about sales, entrepreneurship, and leadership. He didn't have access to the best teachers, but he was hungry, and the hunger to succeed is the best teacher there is. Over time, he began to devise creative solutions. He reused cardboard boxes to make packaging, asked acquaintances for help getting materials, and bartered for services when he had no money. Where someone saw impossible, Rafael saw an opportunity to try something new. Those were years of silent struggle, without applause, without recognition, fueled only by faith and determination. And one day, with every penny saved and every sleepless night, Rafael managed to take the first major step. He opened a small business. It was simple, nothing luxurious, but it was his. What began with candy and small bottles of water became a landmark in his community. People who once laughed at him now respected him. Those who said it's not possible began to buy from him and even sought advice. His example inspired other young people in the community to believe that, yes, it was possible to dream bigger. Rafael proved, with his own life, that those who truly want something don't wait for perfect conditions, don't make excuses, and don't give in to the impossible. He showed that the difference between those who give up and those who succeed isn't in the resources, but in the depth of their hunger. Conclusion: Rafael reminds us of a powerful truth. Those who truly want to find a way, those who don't find an excuse. Lesson 1. True desire generates creativity. Rafael understood early on one of life's hardest truths. No one will give you anything for free. He had no money, no influential connections, no infrastructure. But he had something few people around him possessed, a hunger to succeed. And it is this hunger that awakens a strength not found in books and not taught in schools, the creativity of necessity. While other young people in the community complained about their difficulties, Rafael was busy finding solutions. He knew that if he waited for life to improve on its own, he would never get anywhere. So he decided to use what he had. When he had no capital, he used creativity. When he had no materials, he improvised. When he had no opportunities, he created his own. One time, he wanted to expand his sales, but he didn't have the money for professional packaging. What did he do? He took discarded cardboard boxes, cut them, glued them, and turned them into custom boxes. To some, it seemed like poverty, but to his customers, it seemed like care and dedication. He took something no one valued and turned it into a differentiator. Another example, when he couldn't afford advertising, he did his own marketing. He walked around the community with a backpack full of samples and offered them for free to his first customers, asking only that they tell others about him. This word of mouth became his free advertising, and it worked better than any media. True desire activates the brain in a supernatural way. When you truly want it, your brain doesn't stop until it finds a way out. Lack of resources isn't an excuse, it's fuel. This is how Rafael began to see opportunities where others saw only barriers. And here's the great lesson. Creativity is born from true desire. Think about it. Those who don't want it find problems. Those who want it find solutions. Eric Thomas says, when you want it as bad as you breathe, you'll find a way out. This phrase isn't poetry, it's reality. When your head is underwater, you can't think of anything but air. When the hunger to succeed is as great as the need to breathe, you don't rest until you find a way to move forward. Rafael proved this with every step he took. He didn't have access to expensive courses, so he studied free videos on YouTube. He didn't have new books, so he borrowed used ones from the library. He didn't have in-person mentors, so he turned every entrepreneurship story he read into a personal guide. Where there seemed no path, he carved one. And you know what's most incredible? This creativity isn't Rafael's special gift. It's available to anyone who has the courage to truly want it. You also have this strength within you. It just doesn't appear when you're comfortable. It only awakens when you decide you're done accepting excuses and won't stop until you find a way out. Practical application. 1. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. They won't come. 2. Use what you have today. A little, in the hands of those who truly want it, multiplies. 3. Transform obstacles into laboratories of creativity. Every limitation can be an opportunity to innovate. Conclusion. True desire is the key that unlocks the doors of imagination. It takes you out of passivity and sets you in motion. Because when you truly want something, you don't see lack. You see possibilities. And Rafael showed us this with his own life. He didn't need much to get started. He just needed to begin. Lesson 2. Those who want to succeed see not obstacles, but stepping stones. If there's one thing everyone will face on the path to success, it's obstacles. They come in many forms: lack of support, lack of money, rejection, failure, criticism. For some, this is the end of the line. But for those who truly want to succeed, each obstacle is just a stepping stone in disguise. Rafael discovered this early. At the beginning of his journey, he encountered no almost everywhere. He tried out for partnerships, was rejected. He applied for jobs, failed. He presented his ideas, and was laughed at. For many people, hearing no so many times would be enough to make them give up. But Rafael had a different mindset. Each no was like a gym for his mind. He told himself, if they laugh today, it's because I haven't shown results yet. Tomorrow I'll come back stronger. He learned to transform each defeat into motivation. If he didn't make a sale one day, he analyzed what he could have done better. If someone humiliated him, he used it as fuel to work even harder. While others saw closed doors, he saw steps that would take him higher. A striking example was when an experienced trader told him, "Kid, forget it. You'll never be able to compete in this market." Those words could have destroyed his dreams, but instead, Rafael turned them into fuel. He decided to prove he didn't need to compete because he was creating his own space. And that's the difference. Obstacles don't have the power to stop you. What truly paralyzes you is how you view them. Eric Thomas teaches, pain is temporary, but giving up lasts forever. Rafael understood this truth. The pain of being rejected, of waking up early and not getting immediate feedback, of being ridiculed, all of these were temporary. But if he gave up, the mark of defeat would be eternal. So, every time life threw up a barrier, Rafael didn't ask, why me? He asked, what can I learn here? How can I use this as momentum? This simple shift in mindset made all the difference. You see, the same wall that prevents some from crossing can serve as a springboard for those who decide to climb it. What separates those who stop from those who continue is not the problems themselves, but the perspective they take. In practice, Rafael transformed each difficulty into a stepping stone. Lack of money developed the ability to improvise and save. Constant rejection strengthened his resilience and learned to deal with criticism. Long days without results cultivated patience and discipline. Distrust of others instilled in him the courage to believe in himself. And that's how a winner is built. It's not in the absence of obstacles, but in using them as stepping stones. Application for your life. 1. Change the way you see problems. They didn't come to stop you. They came to prepare you. 2. Use every rejection as energy. Today's no can be the fuel for your yes tomorrow. 3. Transform pain into discipline. What hurts today will strengthen you tomorrow. Conclusion: Rafael was no different from you. He also faced criticism, failures, and difficulties. The only difference is that he decided not to stop at obstacles, but to use them as a ladder. Because, in the end, those who truly want something don't see barriers, they see steps. Lesson 3. True desire requires sacrifice. Rafael quickly learned that wanting to succeed isn't free. The dream has a price. The big question is, are you willing to pay? While his friends enjoyed community parties, played soccer late into the night, or spent hours in front of the television, Rafael sat with a notebook and pen, jotting down strategies, studying sales, and thinking about how to improve his small business. Not because he didn't like to have fun, but because he understood that immediate pleasure couldn't outweigh future purpose. Sacrifice is giving up what's good now to achieve what's better later. And Rafael knew this. He traded nights of sleep for planning. He traded weekends of leisure for days of working on the streets. He traded comfort for effort. He wasn't just surviving, he was building. Many people said, "You're crazy. You work too much. You never rest. Why all the effort?" But what they didn't understand is that Rafael didn't work just for money. He worked for freedom. He worked for dignity. He worked to break a cycle. Eric Thomas always repeats, "Until I win." This phrase is simple, but it carries the spirit of sacrifice. Those who truly want something don't set a deadline to give up. Those who truly want something don't measure the price. Those who truly want something understand that they will have to give up certain things to achieve what seems impossible. A striking example: at one point, Rafael decided to save all the money he could. This meant not buying new clothes, not going out to eat, not spending on anything superfluous. Many called him stingy. But years later, those same people who mocked him applied for a job at his company. Sacrifice hurts. No one said it was easy. It hurts to give up rest. It hurts to be different from the majority. It hurts to not have what others have. But this pain is temporary, and it transforms into strength. Think about it. Every champion you admire paid a price. Athletes sacrificed leisure time to train. Entrepreneurs sacrificed nights of sleep to study. Students sacrifice parties to dedicate themselves to books. The question isn't whether you'll have to sacrifice something, but what you're willing to sacrifice. Rafael teaches us that true desire isn't just about enthusiasm. It's about commitment. It's about putting your dream above immediate pleasures. It's about looking at a pizza with friends and saying, "Not today. Today I'm going to invest in myself." It's about looking at your pillow and saying, "It's not time yet. I still have work to do." Practical application. 1. List what you need to sacrifice, be it sleep, leisure, distractions, or even people who don't add up. 2. Be clear about your why. Sacrifice is only worth it if it's towards something greater. 3. Understand that the price paid today will be the freedom gained tomorrow. Conclusion: Rafael showed with his life that big dreams require big sacrifices. He understood that, to achieve the extraordinary, he needed to sacrifice the ordinary. Those who truly want something don't ask, "Will it hurt?" Those who truly want to say, "It may hurt, but I'll keep going." Because, in the end, today's sacrifice is tomorrow's victory. Lesson 4. Persistence separates those who want from those who only dream. There's a stark difference between those who merely dream and those who truly achieve. The difference isn't in the intensity of the desire, but in persistence in the face of the pains along the way. Dreaming is easy. Anyone can close their eyes and imagine a better life. But persisting when reality hits hard, when everything seems to be going wrong, when the body craves rest and the mind urges giving up, that's the difference between those who merely want and those who truly succeed. Rafael experienced this firsthand. During his journey, there were days when sales yielded no return, days when he returned home penniless, days when his body was tired, his soul dejected, and the temptation to give up was strong. He remembered the laughter of those who didn't believe in him, the criticism of those who said, "This will never work." In moments like these, it was easy to think, maybe they are right. Maybe I'm dreaming too big. But it was precisely on these days that Rafael grew the most. He understood that persistence isn't about keeping going when things are easy. It's about keeping going when everything seems to be against you. Eric Thomas always says, "Every day I wake up and choose to keep going." This phrase sums up the heart of persistence. It's not about waiting for motivation to fall from the sky, but about deciding daily that giving up is not an option. Rafael, even tired, got up. Even without profit, he tried again. Even when ridiculed, he remained steadfast. He understood that each fall was just part of the process. Each failure was training for the victory to come. Persistence is the filter of life. It's the sieve that separates dreamers from achievers. Many start out full of energy, but give up at the first obstacle. Rafael decided to be different. He wouldn't stop until he saw his dream come true. One episode marked his journey. After months of work, saving every penny, he invested in a batch of products to sell. However, due to a miscalculation and a lack of experience, he lost almost everything. It was a hard blow. Anyone would have given up. But Rafael told himself, "This won't stop me. I haven't worked this far to start over." He started over, more cautious, more attentive, more strategic. And it was precisely this persistence that carried him forward. Application for your life. 1. Understand that falling is part of the journey. If you stumble, it doesn't mean you've lost. It means you're learning. 2. Transform pain into fuel. Use every frustration as energy to keep going. 3. Make persistence a habit. Don't depend on motivation, depend on discipline. Persistence is the ultimate test of those who truly want it. If your dream is true, you won't stop. You can even rest. You can even get frustrated. But you won't abandon what was born in your heart. Conclusion: Rafael won because, in every moment of pain, he chose to persist. He didn't give up because it was difficult. He kept going because it was necessary. In the end, life always rewards those who don't stop. Because, on the field of victory, it's not the most talented or the most intelligent who win. It's the most persistent who win. Persistence is the bridge between dream and achievement. Lesson 5. Those who truly want it inspire others. Rafael started alone. Without resources, without support, without applause. Only with the hunger to succeed and the courage to not give up. But, over time, something extraordinary happened. His personal struggle began to impact the entire community. That young man who was once seen as the naive dreamer was now a role model. People who laughed at him began to admire him. Those who said it's not possible began to ask, "How did you do it?" And young people who previously believed there was no way out for them began to see Rafael as living proof that the impossible can be overcome. Rafael discovered a powerful truth. Those who find a path not only succeed themselves, but also pave the way for others. Once, a teenager from the community approached him and said, "Rafael, I was going to drop out of school. I thought it wasn't worth it. But when I saw you start selling water and now have your own business, I realized I can do it too. You gave me hope." These words deeply affected Rafael. He realized that his victory was no longer his alone. His effort was changing stories, shattering mindsets, and shining a light in places where before there was only darkness. Eric Thomas often says, "Your effort will open doors for others." And that's exactly what happened. Rafael's discipline, persistence, and sacrifices became a legacy. When you decide to truly want something, you not only transform your life, but also become a beacon for those who are lost. His overcoming shows that there's no excuse too big for those with an iron will. His victory proves that it's possible. And that's the most incredible part of the journey, the collective impact. Because, in the end, it's not just about achieving for yourself, but about inspiring others to believe, fight, and win. Practical application. 1. Understand that your victory is never just yours. It always paves the way for someone else. 2. Share your journey. Your process can be the fuel someone else needs to not give up. 3. Transform pain into a legacy. What you've suffered can become the bridge others will cross. Rafael teaches us that when you refuse to give up, you not only achieve dreams, but create a legacy of hope. Your discipline inspires, your persistence teaches, your sacrifice motivates. Conclusion: those who truly want to achieve something don't stop at the first obstacle. They don't give in to a lack of resources. They don't dwell on criticism. Those who truly want to achieve something find a path. And when they do, they don't walk alone. They draw with them a crowd who come to believe they can do it too. In the end, Rafael's story isn't just about a young entrepreneur. It's about you, about me, about everyone who carries a dream in their heart. The message is clear. If you truly want it, you will find a path. And when you do, you will open roads for many others to follow.